Switzerland started the year 2025 with some big news. They put in place a new law that many people are talking about, a ban on covering your face in public. And no, it's not about COVID masks. This law is about burqas and other clothes that cover the face. The law was passed back in 2021 by a small majority of voters and officially started on January 1, 2025. Switzerland is known for being neutral, making delicious chocolate, and having a system where citizens vote on many issues. This face-covering ban was one of those votes. People who supported the ban said it was important for safety and Swiss values. They believe it's important to see each other's faces. But people who didn't like the ban said it was against religious freedom, especially for Muslim women. So, what happens if you break this new law? Well, if you're caught covering your face in public, you might have to pay a fine of 100 Swiss francs, which is about 110 US dollars. That's a good chunk of money. Of course, there are some exceptions. You can still wear a face mask if you're sick, like if you have a bad cold, and you can definitely still wear masks inside mosques and other religious places. But here's the interesting part. Not many women in Switzerland actually wear the burqa. Some people say less than 100 in the whole country. So, is this law solving a problem that isn't really there? Critics of the law definitely think so. They say it's unfair to Muslims and makes them feel unwelcome and afraid. A group called the Swiss People's Party, which is known for its right-wing views, really pushed for this ban. They said it was about stopping extremism and protecting Swiss values. But even the Swiss government wasn't totally convinced. They worried that telling people what they can and can't wear might lead to more problems in the future. The vote itself showed just how divided people were on this issue. The yes side won by a tiny amount, with 51% voting for the ban and 49% against it. It definitely wasn't a clear win and shows how strongly people feel on both sides. Switzerland isn't the only country doing this. France, Belgium, Austria, they've all made similar laws in the last few years. It's part of a bigger conversation happening all over Europe and the world about Islamophobia, secularism, and personal freedoms. The big question is, where do we draw the line between letting people practice their culture and religion and protecting the values of a country? It's a really tough question without an easy answer. But one thing is certain, this conversation is far from over. In Switzerland and everywhere else, the fight for freedom and inclusion goes on.